in, join us.
So let's start and very much welcome to the public pitches and prizes event of EU TalentOn. Welcome to Leiden, the European City of Science, and a very special welcome to the people following us live on TalentOn TV. My name is Leiden2022. This is not my usual voice, but don't worry, it's not
Don't
COVID.
believe him.
I'm a cancer researcher here at the University of Leiden. I'm also a member of the Young Academy Leiden and Young Academy Europe. And I'm joined today by Christiana Strava.
Hi everyone, I'm Christiana Strava. I'm a social anthropologist, also working here at Leiden University. I'm also a colleague of Noelle's at the Young Academy here in Leiden. Very excited to be here today to host you all the first ever EU TalentOn event, an initiative by the European Commission, co-created with Leiden2022, European City of Science, which also marks in a really special way the European Year of Youth. So welcome everyone.
During this week, we had 104 bright young minds distributed over 26 teams, and they've been working very hard on out-of-the-box innovative solutions for societal challenges. And those societal challenges are guided by the European Union's mission to be achieved by 2030. And those are adaptation to climate change, tackling cancer, living with healthy soils, developing climate neutral and smart cities, and finally restoring our oceans and water sources.
Now, as scientists, researchers, educators, we know how important it is to communicate science to the general public, but also to make the public understand the important value of science-based solutions to some of the most pressing challenges that we encounter today. And all of this, we believe, are essential for building right, thriving, and healthy societies. And I think this is also what guided all of the teams we'll be hearing from tonight. And all of the teams will give us a public pitch on their project, and the rest of the audience will select the best ideas and solutions using an applause meter.
Okay, so a few rules. The program will be divided into 5 mission arenas corresponding to the EU missions. A representative of each team will give a 1-minute pitch on their projects. No more. You will be cut off after 60 seconds. At the end of the pitches, you will be able to evaluate the idea and the performance of the pitchers by means of an applause meter. So if you really like an idea, don't hold back and applaud as hard as you can.
At the end of each mission arena, there'll be some time to ask questions, to give feedback, or just to kind of comment to the young bright minds. But as you'll see, you also have these stickers that were on your seats. So both in the break as well as at the very end, we'd really like to invite you, if you have any kind of sparks of your own, to write down feedback and then to post the stickers on these boards that you see over here on the side. So you'll have time in the break, but also at the very end, and we hope to see them plastered with feedback stickers. Keep in mind that also tomorrow, the teams will present their ideas in front of an expert jury, so they might benefit from your feedback. It might play an important role in winning the great prize tomorrow.
Yeah, so you can actually help them to do a good job tomorrow as well. So working towards today, the teams have been placed in a sort of pressure cooker at the plant building here in Leiden, where they were able to focus and work on their projects, but also exchange ideas with academic experts and experts from industry. And of course, there was also enough time for socializing, I heard. So people seem to be very committed, so they even skipped some of the socializing parts to go back to work, which is interesting.
Shocking.
Yes. So I visited the plant building today. I was doing a bit of spying to see what people are working on, and it's really inspiring to see how motivated these young bright minds were to work on their solutions, to come up with innovative solutions for the problems they were faced with.
Now, one of the chefs, let's say, leading this pressure cooker has been Henrik Schiel. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, my sincere apologies. But I'd like to welcome Henrik on stage for a round of questioning. Big round of applause to Henrik. Henrik originally hails from Denmark, has a background in engineering, and works across a variety of fields. He's a VC investor, he speaks to private and academic audiences, and he's been guiding our teams this whole week in the development of their project. So, my first question is, can you tell us a little bit more about how this week has been for you? What was it like meeting and working together with 104 bright young minds?
Right, it's been super exciting working with all of you guys, and very humbling and inspiring. I've learned a lot, probably as much as you have, but also very reassuring that we have such bright young minds working on tackling such complex and important challenges out in the world. It's just been a thrill. I mean, everyone is just, as you mentioned, they've been super dedicated, super focused on coming up with something real, something substantial, something that stands out, and something that can actually make a difference in the world. They've been really receptive to all the guidelines from our experts, and really tried to dive into the process, even though many of the participants we have here are from the academic world and are used to scientific research projects that take years to develop, and here in the EU TalentOn they have 2.5 days to come up with something the world has never seen before. So some of them have definitely been outside of their comfort zones, and but everyone has been like, okay, we'll give this a shot, and we'll try to do it the startup way, even though we might not really buy into all the concepts from Silicon Valley. But yeah, just head on, and they've done amazing work, and I can't wait to see the results tonight.
Amazing. So it sounds like you're already quite impressed. My next question was, what impressed you the most? Like, what was something that you've only encountered here and you haven't encountered so far?
I mean, the complexity of the challenges they're trying to address is just enormous. So their ability to then look at such a broad challenge and distill it down to a very specific problem, understand that context, and then come up with great ideas on how to solve this has been phenomenal.
Before we hear from them, which I'm really excited to hear the pitches, obviously the idea is to come up with actionable, right, things that can be implemented, things that can be made real. From what you've seen so far, are there any particular skill sets that you would advise them across the board to focus on?
To focus on tonight?
To focus on in the future.
In the
bring
future.
all of these great ideas to fruition.
Right, I mean, one of the things we talked about a lot is this idea of getting out of the building a little bit faster, to not just stay in the conference room or in the lab, building out your ideas, but having the courage to say, okay, well, I'm gonna go out with a half-baked idea and test it out. That can be quite a daunting and a bit uncomfortable, but everyone seems to have been embracing that, so I hope they take that away from this experience and will just continue bringing things to life even faster than before.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Henrik.
Thank you.
All right then. Without further ado, I would say let's get to it. Our first mission arena, adaptation to climate change. Team 451, is that right? Thank you so much. Go ahead, take it away.
I can. Okay, it's good. This July, 53,000 people die in Europe because of urban heat. The easiest way to reduce the temperatures is to bring more nature to the city. Each tree provides shadow, and each plant evaporates water. That's how it's cool the air. Isn't it cool? All we want more greenery in the city, but we don't have availability of the space. Just imagine that we found the solution how to bring more nature to the city. It is basically a Tinder for those who are matching the availability of a space with those who are passionate about the greening. For example, you are the owner of the garden or the rooftop, and you don't have time at all to take care about that. And you are the one who are passionately want to green the city. So In one click, you are becoming the changes who are cooling down the city through the urban green. Thank you so much.
To adapt, keep in mind that the applause meter is going to happen at the very end of all of the pitches. So save some of your applauses. Just polite applauses in between, okay?
Sorry, we need a moment. Not working. Our glaciers are melting, our cities are sinking, and our forests are on fire. Facing this apocalyptic reality feels often very intimidating for us. We are overwhelmed. Time to stop the script and rewrite it. I'm Frederick, and I want, together with my team, introduce you to our project, Faces of the Future. Experts agree that actually solutions for sustainable climate adaptation can be found at the local, bottom-up level. So we decided to take our bike and go on a ride. Destination Strasbourg. On the way along the Rhine, we will meet local communities. We will connect to their knowledge and connect these communities to scientific experts, making a living documentary that charts the adaptation potential and rethinks climate narratives. Cycling back from Strasbourg then, we want to show our co-created documentary. This documentary turns village squares into innovation spots. But that's not all. You can all join. Join us virtually or in person.
Root campers, right? Sorry, Klimaso.
So, have you ever gone shopping on a hot summer day? The sun was burning on your skin, you were sweating like hell? Well, I have, as I said, the sun burned on my skin, I was wet. I was carrying my bags because I'm a sustainable guy, so I don't have a car. Of course, I'm a poor student, but I mean, what if it doesn't have to be like this? What if it can make this experience much more fun? So my name is Fabian, and with my team Klimaso, we are developing a solution where we plant or use plants over the top to shade the streets so that you don't have to sweat in the sun. You can cool down the temperature, and also the experience of shopping, not only clothes but also groceries, is much more fun. So this is Klimaso, and we developed this kind of solution. Thank you. A little bit early.
Now, root campers.
Yes, thank you.
Speak up, you gotta do the speak up.
Are you ready?
I am ready.
Can we restart? Bit of a handicap there.
I have a question for you. Can you raise your hand if you have olive oil at home? Okay, so we see that most of us take olive oil for granted, and actually it's been a part of our diet in the EU for over 5,000 years with a really rich cultural history. However, olive farmers today are facing a big problem, climate change. So there is increased heat waves leading to drought, meaning that traditional olive trees are struggling to produce fruit. Our Root Campus project uses our expertise in biotechnology with our knowledge of the olive farming industry to introduce two things that help tackle the root of the problem, the roots of the plants themselves. So we use fungi and we use grafting to improve the water retention of these roots. These are natural-based solutions and therefore align with the EU policy for sustainable agriculture. So if you want to help support the future of olives, root for the Root Campus.
And now, last but not
2022, Southern Europe was facing extreme water shortages. Italian farmers lacked the water to grow the food we love to eat every day. Now imagine a world in which you're only able to use a certain amount of water on a daily basis. This seems like a far away reality, but actually it's here and it's now. This is making me extremely scared, but mostly it's making me think, what can I do? I mean, I can stop showering, but I don't think my girlfriend will like it much. So what we did is we developed Droplet, an app which uses gamification to tell you that the amount of water consumed to produce the product you're buying. And even better, it will give you sustainable alternatives. The best thing is, you compete with your friends. We will help you change small habits now, so you can avoid big changes in the future.
So what we're going to do now is I'm going to call back every pitcher, and this is when you guys get to vote. All right? Hands ready? All right. Team 451. Give it up for Team 451. Thank you. Act to adapt. Rest in suspense. We have time for selfie. There's always time.
Okay, this was pretty cool. I think I start doing the interviews in the lab like this. Before going forward, I have an announcement to make. I think we're looking for 2 teams which are missing in combat from the Soil Deal for Europe arena. So people from Soil Fix and Resoilution. If you can contact the people from the organization, they would appreciate that very much. Okay, so then it's time to start with the mission arena, cancer, a theme that is very dear to me, of course. Cancer affects about 3 million people per year in Europe, and more than 1 million people die from this disease every year in Europe as well. It's an extremely challenging disease and with huge economic burden as well for the European Union. And the goal of the EU mission on cancer is to improve the lives of more than 3 million people by 2030. And we're looking forward to hear from the 6 teams that developed their project for the cancer mission. And with that, I would like to welcome on stage the team Natural Killers.
I got a question for you guys. How many here has got tested for COVID in the last year? A lot of people. How many of you have got screened for cancer the last year? Almost nobody in this room. Why do you think that is? Because cancer screening is complex, it's expensive, it's time consuming, but it doesn't have to be that way.
What if I told you that the same nose swabs that we're using to test COVID can be used to detect cancer? And not just any cancer. The type of cancer that, by the time this counter stops, will have had killed at least one person. Lung cancer. And this is just the beginning. We are starting an initiative to repurpose COVID testing facilities to screen not just for lung cancer, but other deadly cancers. Bring the screenings to the people, not people to the screenings.
And now we go forward with the bright ribbons.
Could you talk to a cancer patient without your pretty face? Are you aware that there are still people that believe that you can cure cancer by eating less sugar? We are the Bright Ribbons, and we are developing a game called the Big C to defeat cancer taboos and misconceptions. Earn points by addressing taboos, answering questions, and solving dilemmas. But be careful, the Big C will do everything to perpetrate stigmas and shame. The game is fun and easy to play so that we can start conversation and increase the knowledge. We want the game to be accessible, inclusive, and family-proof so that everyone can learn and play. We genuinely believe that our game will impact the society by breaking the silence, raising awareness, and empowering people with cancer. Talking about cancer can be fun. Let's prove it.
Well done. And we continue with OnConnect.
Let me tell you a story about Alex and Sarah. Alex and Sarah are both fighting the same thing, cancer. However, they fight alone. Sarah through her research in her lab, and Alex in his hospital bed. They are both trying to beat the same thing, cancer. However, they have never met, missing the opportunity to join forces and work together to beat cancer together. This is where we, OnConnect, come into play. With an online matchmaking app, we aim to foster connections between patients, researchers, and healthcare professionals across Europe. To enable and foster these connections that will inspire research, that will also inspire the same survivors, and that it can connect everyone. Let's connect with OnConnect.
All right, and after Connect, we go for OncoSmart.
My name is Salas, and I'm a young researcher, and I am frustrated. Despite our knowledge, our techniques, and everything that's out there, we're still losing the game to cancer. Right now, the drug development takes about a decade. However, my team thinks we can do better. Yeah, we can definitely do better. Oh God. Okay. However, we believe we can do better. It's not a lack of talent, but rather a lack of teamwork. We are simply not on top of our game, just like I am now. Therefore, we want to develop a platform where we can facilitate the exchange of people in Europe of all industries and universities which work in cancer research. In doing so, we prevent people from reinventing the wheel and accelerate the development of cancer therapy. We say talent wins games, but teamwork wins championships.
10 points for dealing with adversity, and now we'll have synergies.
Yes. So let's play a little game. Look at your neighbor. Statistically, one of you will develop cancer throughout your lives. 1 in 4 of those people will be even less lucky.
and will develop a very rare form of cancer, which is hard, extremely hard to cure. Why is it the case, you might ask? Well, developing cancer treatment takes a lot of data. And while even for rare types of cancer, this data often already exists, it is spread across different institutes and companies and also countries, and is not shared because of technical difficulties. So how do we want to solve this problem? Well, at the moment, a lot of time is spent on filling in forms and waiting for people to respond just in order to get access to some kind of data to work with. That's where we want to jump in. We want to create a network which is fast and secure for researchers to be able to access data and focus on what's really important, saving the patient.
Okay, and last but not least, the forward thinkers.
On my left, I have Peter. Peter goes to his local hospital, is being diagnosed with cancer, receives chemotherapy, and unfortunately dies within a year. And on my right, I have Lisa. Same type of cancer, also colon cancer, goes to a more specialized cancer hospital near her, and is actually still alive. And this is the reality. Not all patients receive the same treatment or have access to the same facilities, and it is actually part because not all hospitals have these facilities in-house. And my name is Salo, and from the team, the Cancer Intelligence Center, we envision this differently. What we'll do, we are partners of hospitals, and we provide expert pathology, sequencing, and also treatment advice. And at the same time, also collecting the data. And we're not only providing perfect treatment advice, but also collecting data to make predictive models.
Right, I think everyone did really well, but we have to vote. So let's hear it first for the natural killers. Let's go now for the bright ribbons. Following, let's connect with OncoNext. OncoSmart. And then we have Synergies. And finally, the team will call me Peter, the forward thinker.
So is everybody here from Soil Deal for Europe? Are all the teams here? Excellent. All right, everybody. Moving on to the next mission arena. I don't know if anybody here watches The Expanse. Does anybody watch The Expanse? Has anybody seen The Expanse? It's one person, two people, great. Let's talk after this, right? Okay. The Expanse is a show about mining asteroids in the belt, about the future, and soil is super important. But soil is super important for our time here now on Earth. I learned recently that it takes more than 100 years for 1 centimeter of live soil to form. That is enormous. And right now, soil erosion across Europe, healthy soils are being degraded. And this is majorly important for sustaining our livelihood, for being able to nurture, feed, and also keep our land together, as we've seen. And we have these exciting teams who are going to tell us about how they plan to sustainably manage soil and restore it. So I'm very excited. We have 4 teams. I'm just going to go ahead and invite Youth for Soil.
When I was a child, I loved to play around on my uncle's chicory farm. But there was this one corner which he called the bad corner. And later I understood that the bad corner was actually a polluted site. It was so full of pesticides that this network of microorganisms in the soil, which is normally ready to protect it, got completely disturbed. And the land value, so my uncle couldn't grow any crops on there anymore, and the land value decreased. So looking back, he wasn't really alone, because more than half of Europe's soil is actually contaminated. And we, with our group, we're trying to develop a way in which landowners can, in a sustainable way, clear their soils. And our superheroes are those microorganisms themselves. Because if you actually supply the right combination of microorganisms to the contaminated soil, they're actually...
Next we have Soil Fix.
Do you like concrete? Of course not. It's grey, it's dead, it's depressing. How do you feel when you walk around Leiden and you see all of these green spaces? Peaceful, happy, alive. We want our children to grow up in cities that are safe and green. So why is it that so many of our cities are still covered in concrete? Because until now, we did not have the tools required to change this. That's why, at our organization, Rooted, we have developed a platform which will enable and empower citizens to restore urban soils and green their neighborhoods. Through this platform, they will be able to identify areas which would be good for restoration. They will be able to build community with each other, and they will be able to raise and access funds to accelerate this transition. No one likes concrete, but we have a concrete solution.
Excellent. Points for puns. Terra Quest.
Hi, I'm Nadila from TerraQuest. My team is working on a product that will facilitate operationally flexible participation of the cropland owners in the carbon credit market. Globally, every year, agriculture emits around 15% of emissions, and also carbon-depleted soils lead to poor crop systems. And what that means poor food security for the world. Crop businesses actually can change this, and they can change this by choosing sustainable agricultural measures. Our product gives the crop businesses the flexibility to decide on the land management strategy each year. They can adjust themselves given the information of the previous soil performance and also of the available prices right now in the economy the way it is today. We understand the importance of crop businesses' sensitivity to changes both in climate and economy. We say, meet your carbon storage commitments in the way that works for you.
And last but not least, Resoilution.
There are an estimated 2.5 million sites in Europe that are heavily contaminated. These are a serious public health risk, as well as making a large portion of our soil completely unusable. It costs 6.5 billion euros every year just to maintain it. At Resoilution, we are developing cheap bioremediation solutions to help landowners give a second life to their contaminated lands. By tailor blend custom microbes and biosolids, we can efficiently remove the contaminations from the soil and build new soil faster. So we are developing probiotics for the soil, and we will continue to maintain a long-term relationship with these landowners so we can monitor, adapt, and improve our solutions to meet the changing needs.
All right, so probiotics for the soil actually sounds super catchy. But time for the applause meter. Youth for Soil. Give it up. Soil Fix. Non-concrete. TerraQuest. And Resolution. And everybody has to watch The Expanse when they go home. Do you guys want to celebrate? We have. I feel like we should have some soil. Excellent.
Right. Really impressed with all the pitches. As you might imagine, it takes quite a lot of work to organize EU TalentOn. It also takes a little bit of money. And EU TalentOn received generous support from two companies that are also working on addressing societal problems that relate to the missions we are discussing today. And they will also make a pitch, like our young contestants, with solutions on which solutions they're working on to improve our lives. I'm not quite sure if we're going to be as strict with the companies as we are with our young, bright minds. We're probably going to give them a little bit more space, but don't push it. All right, so we'll start with Renew, an Indian-based company. No? Okay, then I got the wrong Wikipedia page. But you're working on renewable energy. Also now. Oh. Well, that can happen. Then I will let you tell me what you're working on.
I'm glad wait, I get a clock as well? All right. Good evening, everybody. So, what if I told you that in the future, we will be able to go into this audience and create stem cells from every single one of you? What if I told you that we can then use these stem cells to grow you new organs to use for transplantation, to test drugs specifically on your cells to see which drug works best for your disease, and to create new immune cells to help your body fight cancer? What if I told you that this future is already here, in the laboratories at the universities, here in Leiden and around the world? However, the translation of this research, to get it from the lab and into our society, has proven to be a long and difficult road. However, thankfully, there is a large contributor, Novo Nordisk in Denmark. This clock is freaking me out. Has promised to donate 300 million euros to start a new research foundation called Renew. This research foundation is a collaboration of 3 universities in Copenhagen, Melbourne, and right here in Leiden, with this goal to get scientists together to get these stem cell research out of the lab and into our society. They are looking for new, young scientists like yourself, like myself, to get this started, to train them in new fundamental research. And I hope you enjoy it. So, we have a booth right there. If you're into stem cell science, if you're into researching disease, please come talk to us. We'd love to see you.
I thought it was weird that an Indian-based company was going to. In all honesty, it's the only company that is in NASDAQ, and it's also called Review, but I should have done a bit more research.
It's not actually a company, it's a research institute as well.
Thanks a lot. After this, we have ProQR. I'm not going to say what ProQR is. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice.
Play it safe. Play it safe.
Yes. So, no, that was enough fun for today. So, welcome, ProQR.
Okay, I hope the clock loves me a little bit more than the previous talk. I'm sorry for the clock. I brought a little sign with me because I want to show you where the magic really happens. So at ProQR, we are rebels in the interest of patients. We use our top-notch technology so that we can find treatments for disorders and rare diseases by restoring mutations in RNA. And we call this Axiomer technology. And with this technology, we can actually edit specific nucleotides in the RNA transcripts. And for this, we can actually improve the quality of patients' their lives. And we can put this forward for many disorders and diseases, and therefore we can find treatment for many, many patients. And we do this by working hard and playing hard. We're a young and innovative company that likes to trigger our creative minds so we can really be on the top of our work. We make sure that we respect our colleagues and that we actually value collaboration, but also question the status quo, where it's a little bit uncomfortable. I'm sorry, I'm also getting nervous about this clock thingy. We believe actually that everyone is important because this allows us to come up with solutions to improve the lives of patients' life. And well, at ProQR, we truly believe that rebelling in the interest of patients is in our RNA. Thank you.
Thanks a lot for your pitch. I actually know you're in Leiden, right? You're based in Leiden.
We are very in area, so I think we're also the only ones on the NASDAQ. So you could have said out loud what we were doing.
Yeah, I didn't want to take a chance anymore. So we're actually a bit ahead of time, but that's great because our teams really need your feedback in order to be sharp and to present their best possible idea tomorrow. So don't forget to leave the feedback here on the posters that are on the wall. You can also talk with our guests and our generous sponsors and talk about their ideas. Who knows whether your future is in one of the institutes/companies. I'll see you back at 9:30. Thanks a lot for all your support and thanks a lot for the pitches.
Yes, we have 2 more mission arenas, so please come back.
Yeah. Hey, sorry. We're going to come back in 20 minutes after, right?
Like
Okay. Hi everyone.
Dancing Queen, jumping
Like this? Like that?
Where is the... We weren't even going to expose it yet.
We can go there.
talking about heat waves and then you're freezing. How can we convince the people when they're freezing? Everybody's sweating.
All right, everybody. Shall we get the show on the road again? So that we can all go get our sleep, because I know this is pushing up against my bedtime. And all our teams need to get ready for their exciting final grand jury pitches tomorrow. So I have now the pleasure to introduce us to our third mission arena, which is climate neutral and smart cities. And this is a theme close to my heart. This is research that I work on, urban sustainability, livable cities. We live in an age of planetary urbanization, actually. I don't know if you guys know, but by 2050, it's projected that more than 2/3 of the world's population will be living in an urban area. And as you can imagine, this puts immense stress on our resources, on our infrastructure. Cities are also responsible for, right, the kind of heat and the CO2 that is produced because we have all these buildings, because we have all of these infrastructures that need to power up our cities, right? We all love our electricity and our internet. And so the teams who will be presenting today are going to think about how can we make our cities more climate neutral, how can we have cleaner air, smarter transportation, reduce gas emissions, and do all of this in a participatory manner with citizens and stakeholders alike. So I'm very excited. As you can all see, there's already prop on the stage. Very, very suspenseful. So we're going to start with urgent cities.
Okay. My name is Oscar from Urgent Cities. As you noticed, in Leiden we have lots of sustainable transportation, and we want this to happen as well in other cities in the world. The question is, how do we do this? So, do we give people candy to make this happen? Perhaps? No. Do we give them a tap on the back, maybe? No, but maybe money could do the trick. Yes, exactly. So this is included in our solution, a data-driven community, which makes people earn money from riding transportation, like having sustainable transportation. We call this green riders. As a green rider, you attach a measuring device, measuring traffic flow and air quality, and then, this is the smart part, you earn money from this by reducing your emissions and by also selling your data, your very valuable data, to other users. Yes, so the next step is for you to join us. Hop on and become climate green riders.
Remember to save your claps for the end again. Thank you so much, and thank you for clearing the stage. Next, do I have the green sleepers? Is that correct? Thank you.
Okay. Well, I don't know about you all, but my energy bills in the past few months have been absolutely horrendous. And I don't even want to imagine how they will look like during the winter months. Therefore, we need to find an easy and affordable solution to reduce our energy consumption right now. Now, how are we going to achieve this? Well, what if I tell you that we can reduce 20 to 65% of our energy, of our heating and cooling costs simply by using curtains? Now, obviously, that's not gonna be your grandma's curtains, but instead, our curtains are developed to store heat whenever they warm up and release the heat back into the room when the room temperature cools down. Now, this technique is based on something all of you know, the little pocket warmers that you use during the winter to keep your hands warm. So keep in mind, the next time your mom tells you not to hide from your problems, just use our curtains.
Is this the circularizers? No. This is the circularizers.
Circulizers. Okay, I have a question for you. Would you throw away money? Would you throw away valuable resources? No, right? But unfortunately, we are doing it. Companies are throwing away organic waste that can be used for another innovative ideas.
So there are many organic resources that can be raw materials for innovative ideas, from avocado seeds to cutlery, from sugarcane to paper, right? Sounds amazing. But how can we break this gap? So we have two items. First, create a platform to connect industries and make them possible to trade those materials that they are calling today waste. And second, create a label that would ensure that companies are using raw materials from a circular source and a sustainable source. So we want to create a marketplace to impulse the transition to a circular economy and stop calling waste the things that are not waste.
The Urbanites 2.0.
Hello. Yes, we start, I think so. Anyway, imagine your city, right? The city where you work, the city where you live in, the city that you want to visit, right? You have it in your head, right? So now imagine the city being quiet, right? Where there used to be cars, we now see bicycle lanes, we see green urban area, we see a green area, we see maybe a chicken coop. Where there used to be like a massive car park, we have a basketball court or like a shaded playground for kids, or like basically see like kids running around, right? The only traffic that you have are silent electric vehicles and silent electric buses, some bicycles, some people on foot, some trams probably. Now this image that you have in your head is not this like idealistic, far-fetched idea from my young brain, right? This is the logical conclusion of the implementation of a system we call bus go. The bus stop, bus go, you see where it comes from.
The order, I am also confused by the order, but let's go with the slides. Close the loop. Of course. I'm loving all the props. Props for the props.
We walk here, and we decided to collect most of the litter we could find in the streets. This is what we got. What do you feel? How do you feel? For us, this is unacceptable. And I know many of you feel the same way. So that's why we decided to create an app that we call Pick. This is a social media app where you and people like you will meet, will engage, will create awareness, and will have, most importantly, fun doing it. Even in the beautiful cities, beautiful streets of Leiden, we do have plenty of litter. So we need you to join us and have fun with us. So we want to create awareness in local communities, especially with young people. So if you need to remember one single thing, remember, be picky.
Finally. Should this be Herbolution?
It should, yes.
It should be Herbolution.
Salt here. Do you know what you are breathing right now? Can you see all the dust and the CO2 in the room right now? Now you cannot see it, right? But if you could see it, it would look like this. This is dirty, right? Keep in mind that most of you spend 90% of their time indoor breathing this. And this gives you brain and health issues. But we want to solve this. We are developing a combination of sensors and softwares to help you see what you breathe. But not only that. We will also tell you how to improve your air quality and even do it in a way to save energy. Please, let us help you breathe better. Thank you.
All right, so now time to vote for the smartest, most exciting, climate-neutral and smart city solution. So, guys, I'm gonna go with my slide because things have been chaotic, but I will start with urgent cities, since they're the ones who had the bike on stage. Amazing acrobatics. Next, I'm going to ask the Greensley Bears. The Circulizers. The Urbanites 2.0. Please, you were close to loop. And for healthy breathing, Hervolution. Thank you so much. All of these solutions sounds fantastic. You guys are awesome. Good luck tomorrow.
It's surprisingly difficult to organize selfies with such a young crowd.
Thank you.
All right, and it's time for our last mission arena. And I will start the introduction of the last mission arena by having a small question or a quiz. So what is the molecule that is most frequent in our body, in our cells? Louder.
Louder.
Water, huh? So considering that we are essentially made of water, it's somehow striking how disrespectful we've been with this molecule throughout the years, and that's what this mission arena is about. The way human activities have polluted water, have removed essential biodiversity resources from it, is outrageous. And therefore, this mission goal, very ambitious goal to restore our ocean and waters by 2030. And I'm very much looking forward to hear the solutions from our teams, and we'll start with the team Re-Aqua.
So, Lima HSI, I want you to remember the name. We use satellite imaging data to help harvesting companies efficiently manage their fertilization strategies, which is actually a scarce compound right now, and also to help them grow, control the growth of crops. So, before you say anything, I know I'm not from Mission 5, so there is a link with how to restore our oceans and waters. So basically, it's like when somebody tells you to wash your veggies before you cook them, so that you can get rid of the chemicals that you can find in their surface area. So what we want to do is actually to prevent those chemicals, which are mostly due from fertilizers, to reach from the ground to the water, to the underground water, which is connected to the river, and polluting our water and endangering our marine fauna. So, what we actually have here, we have the technology to use a pollution prevention method. So, everybody.
Right, and the next team is 4C.
Hello. So, raise of hands. Who here likes to drink water? Okay, that's terrible news for you guys. I'm sorry. You are basically walking gigantic Barbie dolls. You have so many microparticles inside you, so many microplastics, and it's not just you, it's our oceans. These microplastics are extremely harmful for biodiversity and also for human health. Did you know that microparticles can damage human DNA? Yeah. So, my team and I are developing a system that will allow us to monitor and to detect water particles and microplastics using microscopic cameras that will then send photos from water samples. These samples will be analyzed in the cloud, and after that we will use machine learning to create these gigantic data sets that will show us the distribution of these particles around European waters. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so this is really important because, last thing, digital twin sister of the ocean, and the European Union is really important for that.
Okay, and now we have Team Beam.
So did you spend your summer at the beach and use sunscreen to protect your skin from strong UV radiation?
Yes.
That's great. But did you also know that UV chemicals harm the turtles, kill the corals, and also the mussels?
Yes.
Well, we have a solution. For young people who are eco-friendly and need to use sunscreen products, the Aquatech is a marker that gives warning and also recommendation for environmentally friendly activities, like for example swimming. And unlike any other products that give only indication of UV radiation, the Aquatech, our product, turns purple if environmentally harmful products are still present on your skin. So my name is Mehmet, we are Team Beam, we are working on Aquatech, and let's restore the oceans.
Okay, thank you. And now we have the Bloomers. Nice name.
Does. So you've all seen plastic floating around and other waste, but I also want to tell you that there's an invisible layer of pollutants that we cannot see, but we can feel their effects in our daily activities, like when we are not allowed to swim or eat seafood because of high concentrations of chemical pollutants or pathogens. It's also difficult to kind of pinpoint where the pollution is coming from and to restrict the big polluters. So my team, the Bloomers, we want to empower local communities to take things into their own hands, to their own coasts, to tackle this issue. We want to do that by developing natural filters and that will clean up pollution and rely on nature's own ability to regenerate. Mussels and sponges, for example, are very good filtrators, but there's just not enough of them. So we want to bring them into a specific site and use them for you to be able to protect your own marine backyard.
Okay, and last but not least, we should really get awards for team names. The Ghostbusters.
The last time that you went to the beach, you probably had to protect your French fries from the seagulls.
Oh yeah.
But did you know that we might actually have to be protecting seagulls from fishing nets?
And not just seagulls, but a huge number of what we call keystone species. Anything from sharks to sea turtles to dolphins, and up to 25 other species of actually threatened seabirds. All of them have one thing in common, which is that they're often caught by accident in fishing nets. They make up about 40% of the global catch of all fisheries. Yeah, it's a huge 40%. Yeah. Well, our prototype is a LED that is turbine powered and can be attached to existing fishing gear. It's a cheap, sustainable, and easily implementable solution. And we hope that the power of the ocean can help us say goodbye to bycatch.
Let's make some noise for Reaqua. And now 4C. Team Beam. The Bloomers. Ghostbusters. Aren't you the generation of the selfies? Yeah, the car. Do it at the same time. All right. I would just like to ask for a round of applause for all the teams for great. I think we can all agree that they've done a great job. I'll be stalling here a bit because we're applying very complex methods for determining in a statistical significant way who actually won. There's actually some time now to give a bit of feedback. It can be to help, just advise to help the participants tomorrow. How should they face the grand jury? But also an overall impression of what you thought. Yeah, how did you feel it went tonight? Anyone?
Can I stay seated?
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
I just want to congratulate everyone on being able to perform this well. Just a 60-second pitch. It's really hard to do, and I'm really impressed that people managed to get to this point already in 2 days. So I just want to congratulate all of you. And yeah, I can imagine it's still quite some work for tomorrow. So building this to a 5-minute talk, I don't know if anyone has any suggestions how to make that happen, but I'm not the expert. Maybe you know.
I think academics can only give 50-minute talks, and even then you have to like shove them out of the room to get them started.
Yeah, I'm in a jury, so I cannot really give advice. But who's going to go back to work after this, actually? It's amazing how committed you are. Okay.
Any more words of wisdom?
Back there.
No, here I am. Where am I going? Here.
Just continue.
Thank you. I think there is a lot of cool and interdisciplinary ideas in the room. I feel like one of the issues which all of the teams can think about, and I think that's why I'm also saying it to you, is that I was sometimes missing the social justice aspect in your pitches. And if we want to transition and if we want to go forward and ensure that we're living in an equitable society, I think, and I urge you to consider that in your pitches. Thank you.
That was very needed.
That's a very good point.
Yes.
Anyone else who would like to share thoughts, suggestions, advice? If not, I wish you the best.
If not, I can start talking about expanse again.
Yeah, you need to run over here so that we start the next part of the program. We have a very special guest to help us in delivering the prizes, and Christiane will have the pleasure to introduce.
Yes, it's really my great pleasure and honor to invite Wethouder Fleur Spijker, our local alderman, I'm not sure what alderwoman. It's really a pleasure to have you here tonight. I'm going to meet the other microphone. We're going to give this one to you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
Fleur has a couple of words that she wants to share with us.
Yes, sure. Yes, it's my honor to be here in front of you. Thank you for coming to Leiden and joining the EU TalentOn. Thank you also for your great pitches. It's very impressive. I'm sure that the world will hear a lot more from you. You form the future of science. You have showed us great examples of a way forward to solving the greatest challenges of our time. Besides dealing with challenges, I hope you are enjoying Leiden. It's a beautiful, historical, and also a modern city. A magnet for knowledge and home of a world-famous university. Society, in the end, is dependent on knowledge. We need the university and other higher education. We need to cooperate. An example is the flourishing Leiden Bioscience Park. We are here. Leiden has the largest life sciences and health campus in the Netherlands, and an innovation district to be proud of. It successfully combines academic knowledge with vocational skills. So we are looking for you. Some of you are winning a prize tonight. Others are facing the grand jury tomorrow, and I'm proud of you all. I wish you could look tomorrow, keep up the good work, keep improving yourself, and make Leiden and this world a better and sustainable place to be. A big round of applause and to all of you, and I hope to see you soon. And now is the moment.
Right, now the moment that everybody's been waiting for, and we're going to do this not in the order in which we did the pitches, we'll just do it in the order of the mission arenas. So, do we have a drum roll? In the mission arena, adaptation to climate change, the winner is Klimaso. Congratulations. Photo opportunity time.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations. Next, the cancer close to Noel's heart. Let's hope not. Natural Killer. Well done. let's hope. What? Oh, I'm mansplaining here. Sorry, we're really. It's really okay. We're really good friends. For climate neutral and smart cities, urgent cities. A true team effort. For the important molecule that keeps all of us alive. Mission Arena 4, restore our oceans and waters. The winners are... Beautiful. Yay! And last but not least, for when we all live in space and need live soil to terraform Mars. Soil deal for Europe, the winners are Resolution. Congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations to all the teams for fantastic pitches. And of course, huge, huge fingers crossed, toes crossed. You guys will rock tomorrow, I am sure.
Yeah, so we're almost ending. I would just like to add a note, and I'm actually a bit sorry that I didn't think about the social aspect of coming up with solutions and the social equality. I think that was a very important comment at the end. But I have another one. I think it's great that we're here celebrating young people and celebrating ideas, but we need to move a bit beyond fun and games and actually empower also these people to apply and develop further the solutions. And you need to infiltrate the cores of decision, the institutes of decision, the policymakers with young people so that they feel empowered to apply the solutions they come up with. I will end with a few acknowledgments and thanks. I will start by thanking the Entrepreneurs Association of the Bioscience Park, who kindly allowed us to be here and have the ceremony here, so a round of applause for them. I would also like to ask a round of applause to Lucien Helhout, who's the founding father of EU TalentOn in Leiden. He organizes